Welcome to the Book Fair Podcast. My name is Anthony, and for Banned Books Week, I will be looking at some titles that have frequently been challenged across the United States. Today's title is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Released in 1960 and commonly referred to as a story of an innocent black man on trial in the Deep South in the 1930s, To Kill a Mockingbird is actually the story of a young girl, her brother, and her father, and how she views people in her community. Scout is a smart 8-year-old girl, and from her perspective, we as readers see Macomb County, Alabama, and the way it is changing. The Finch family, Scout, her brother Jem, and father Atticus live in what is called a settled neighborhood, where the siblings are the only children on the street. Throughout the first half of the book, Scout deals with conflicts with her brother, the neighborhood children, and schoolmates, pressure of behaving more ladylike, and the mysteries of Boo Radley, a recluse who lives in their neighborhood, who is the children's own version of the fear of the unknown, and how prejudice can build false ideas of a person regardless of their intentions. As Scout fights classmates and her own cousin for insulting her father Atticus for defending a black man accused of raping and assaulting a young white woman, Atticus's sister, the children's aunt Alexandra, comes to stay with the Finches in hopes of helping Scout learn to behave more ladylike. Alexandra also constantly harps on about the lineage of the Finch family and their reputation, a thinly veiled remnant of support for the Confederacy in the Civil War and white supremacy, where Atticus and his children are less concerned about their heritage and focus on the character of the people in the town. In my opinion, the most impactful moment of the book comes right before the trial. Jim and Scout find that their father is not at home at night, and they sneak out of the house in the dark. During trials, he'll often stay late at the courthouse. However, on this night, they find Atticus sitting outside of the jailhouse. From the perspective of the children, he's sitting outside of a building when a convoy of cars pulls off the road, and a small crowd of adults confronts him. Jim and Scout break through the crowd to speak to their dad, and Scout sees a man she recognizes. Mr. Cunningham is a member of their community, and as Atticus tells the children later, a mob is always made up of people, and sometimes they just need an 8-year-old girl to talk some sense into them. So why is To Kill a Mockingbird banned? There are criticisms against the book that take different approaches of what children should be exposed to. The obvious is the use of strong language with many uses of racial slurs and references to rape. However, To Kill a Mockingbird is a relic of its time and tells the story of a racially oppressed group from a white person's perspective, often referred to as the white knight trope. The book is often seen as problematic, and there is no shortage of stories from diverse authors that give a more authentic look at American history. According to Leander ISD in Texas, To Kill a Mockingbird, among 39 other titles, were recently put on a list for immediate removal from instruction and library shelves for content relating to DEI. And yet, To Kill a Mockingbird is an American classic. It is one of the most impactful novels ever written, and a snapshot of a time in American history when racism was a part of everyday life. The accusations against Tom Robinson, the attempted lynching, his conviction, and his untimely death, being shot 17 times by prison guards, gives modern readers perspective on the systemic racism that the United States is built upon. The way that the structure of government can be used to target marginalized groups is punctuated by a scene with Scout starting the 3rd grade, and an assignment to analyze a news headline sees a student bringing in news of the leader of Germany targeting Jewish people. A minor footnote at the end of the book, saying how what is happening in Germany is bad and happens in a dictatorship, but could never happen in a democracy like America. Even a book released in 1960 wasn't blind to the systemic issues in America and how they parallel the atrocities of Germany and how it led to the Holocaust. Should it be banned? No. The irony is that To Kill a Mockingbird is attacked from two sides. Banned because it shines light on historical racism, while others critique it for the white savior narrative. But the greatest strength is something I've talked about numerous times throughout the history of this show: a child's perspective. It shows how young people are more aware of their surroundings than people give credit, and are better able to handle tough conversations. Despite the controversies surrounding the book, it remains an essential teaching tool, empowering students to criticize the flaws in the book while acknowledging the very real and very problematic history of our country. It deserves its place in classrooms and libraries, driving deeper conversations about race, power, and who should tell the story of justice. That's To Kill a Mockingbird. And if you'd like to share your thoughts or talk about other banned books, hop into the comments section. Don't forget to follow for more Banned Books Week, as well as more coming from The Book Fair, a children's literature podcast. Thank you for listening.